What's up, guys? This is WVU versus UNC at Mark Regional, so Mid-Atlantic. This is day 2 game. This is the game that decided who got to do the bid game versus UVA for the third place bid at Mid-Atlantic. So here we go. This is myself on the film. UNC's seekers are Ashlyn Clark and Kyla Kurosawa. And then West Virginia seekers are actually Jack Melnick, who was, I believe, the starting seeker for Cleveland Earth this summer. If not, he was definitely one of their top seekers and does an incredible job in this game. I want to highlight some of his stuff. And then L Train, who I believe it was a Fast Break News article, had commented about the West Virginia seeker. That was who it was in reference to, actually. I was the snitch down at University of Virginia's Business Brawl and got to go against L Train. I believe this is one of their newer seekers. He has a wrestling background. He's actually quite a good seeker. So shout out to all 4 of them. They did a great job. Gonna go down the film and let's see what we get.
Switching at Mid-Atlantic Regionals, West Virginia versus North Carolina.
Slowly walking it up. Senior should do this in 4 seconds. Out of the box. Clark's going to get beat right away by the WVUs. Melnick's going to have an opportunity here right off the bat with Justin Brad, one of the stronger switches at this tournament. Keep him at bay. Clark's again. Melnick's going to get beat for the first time.
Want to start. So first of all, Melnick has a little bit more of a swatting type style, so he's constantly combating my arms. I want to back up actually, I won't even back up right now because I'll show it in a few seconds. But you'll notice I kind of put one arm up to monitor, and then I quickly replace it with the opposite arm. That's because with his swatting style, I can't leave both my arms up there the whole time. I do have to constantly switch them so I can keep an arm's length distance. But if I put both up there, he's just going to keep swatting them. I'm going to end up with bruises on my forearms. I don't want that, and I really just want to keep the space. But when he removes one arm, I can quickly replace it with the other. So it's almost like he's not actually removing my arms. It's just switching which one's there.
UNC taking advantage of a little trip up from the WVU leader. Great game.
Okay, something to comment. Like I said in some other videos, grabbing just above the elbows is probably my favorite spot to grab. I don't know anybody's arms who from their elbow to their hand are long enough to typically reach behind. Right above the elbows is typically a more narrow spot on somebody's arm to grab and gives you the most control. And actually, if I'm on my arms or on somebody's shoulders, it's more of a placement of the hands. I'm not actually holding their shoulders. You'll note, whoever seeked against me knows that if I put my arms on their shoulder, it's not like squeezing their shoulders because I'm not restricting your movement. I'm putting it there to monitor what you're doing and can adjust my arms accordingly. But the main purpose is to monitor the movement. It's not to actually grab. In this case, it is to grab and direct. Ashlyn is gonna have to either yank her arms back away from me to get out, or I'm just gonna continue to have this grip and kind of have my head movement looking for Melnick and disengaging or re-engaging however I best see fit. But that's kind of the game plan with grabbing above the elbows.
Monowar puts it through, and it's going to be a conference here. Put that shot through from a pretty long ways away. It's going to come down to his feet before it looks clear from here, but the refs are a lot closer to the shot. The goal is good. A great shot.
During the stoppage, you quickly see me adjust Melnick back to behind Ashlyn. That's just standard stoppage. Nothing else to really comment there.
Monowar showing Mr. J, I've got the long range where keeping their beaters comfortable giving up as the WVU now. Bodies.
Showing a lot of faith in their suitors, pretty much leading this year to defend for themselves.
Alright, so this is something I'd actually like to see more of in the comments. Ashlyn's doing a really good job of getting in front and getting her body in front of Melnick's, but is kind of lowering the shoulder in. Some of this could be due to just the body size mismatch, that her shoulder dropping doesn't look like it's as much of a charge. I think this is borderline, and most of the weekend I let it go. I do give a warning later in this game, which I'll stop and point out. But this is just great defense, and it's using your size and footwork. She's really going to be a beast. I believe she's a junior at UNC and is doing an incredible job this whole weekend. I know myself and Chris Champito both gave her some comments because she was constantly looking for ways to improve this weekend. And every single game, I am not kidding, she had made some sort of stride in an improvement, and I can't wait to see what it looks like a year or two from now if she's still in the league. I wish her the best.
Melnick with the opening now. Some of these chasers coming slow. Melnick's got a lot of time here. Trying to break down Bernard Jones, trying to get any winner there, but Bernard is just breaking it back. Clark's back in there. Melnick dodges her. Jordan at the top of the key. Here comes UNC. One man to beat. Ball gets knocked out and board beats the UNC chaser drive in.
Okay, so one of the things with Melnick here is his constant swatting does lead to some of these minor hits. This ended up being, I got a small elbow to the eye. Just sent him back to hoops. This is not intentional of Melnick, but it is something to pay attention to if you are doing this swatting style. Part of the game. So, like I said, I sent him back to hoops here and just give a warning. Realistically, I possibly could have given a card, but in a game like this, I feel like it's better to just send back to hoops, and if it happens again, then give a card. I would rather not. I try to just keep play moving is my general philosophy, but this definitely could have been cardable. That was the thing, just in slow motion. It's clearly not intentional. I just say, hey, I got on my knee just to call myself out of play, and then I send Melnick back. Again, no hard feelings. It's just part of the game. It is a contact sport, and we are essentially wrestling here, so I don't want to penalize somebody for just going hard.
And board beats the UNC chaser drive in, so WU's going to get away with one there. Melnick's getting sent back to hoops in the Seeker game.
3, 2, 1.
Monwar made a hustle play occur behind the hoops, but wasn't able to finish the play. One and another deep there. So it's still 50-40. UNC has recovered the ball here. Dollar at the top of the field. The point coming for WU is beating Colin Corns pulling down that zone. I think UNC is on Monwar. Clark along with the snitch. Monwar left wing. Monwar tries the long alley-oop. Chaser handles it and gets beat. I think you're seeing the trying to drive there. He just went for the long lofty pass. Tired legs starting to set in once they move to 6 or 7.
Beautiful spin move attempt by Ashlyn there. It's just a size mismatch and a slight difference in foot placement. I end up pulling the broom after and send her back. No need to pause here. This is L Train and not Melnick. Just pointing out the sub.
That was instantly beat, but the keeper's just going to pick it up. Large beat by Bourne on its way back on defense. Altran will have an opportunity at it now.
UNC doing a great job of maintaining bludger control here in Stitch offense.
I think they've had it the entire time. Patience from UNC here. They've got bludger control.
This is Kyla Kurosawa subbing in, like I said, the UNC Seekers. They are coming in, and also L Train is still in.
They're going to try to find a
Coming in hot.
both Seekers on this, all the beaters in the crossbow game. Both going to have a chance here. L Train
I'm going to back up a couple seconds and replay this. This is something I believe I send both people back. But this is where the over the back becomes an issue. So we're going to slow this down, and I'm going to kind of talk through what's going on. Okay, first, right here, they're both coming at the same time. I put my arms one to each person's outside shoulder. That is just generally best. I don't want to entangle their left and right shoulder. This can become dangerous if arms get tangled up. I don't want that, so I'm putting an arm on each outside shoulder, and whichever seeker beats the other one to the inside, that's the one I'm effectively facing in a one-on-one right now. So in this case, L Train gets the lead foot and is now going to be the lead seeker I'm going against. See, I have one hand pinned just above the elbow, and the other one is also just above the elbow. I have my shoulder kind of in and my head forward. Kyla is coming around and not going this way. You can also see with their foot orientation that they're still going to be going that way, at least momentarily. This is about to be a very nice chop by L Train. I'm up closer on his bicep. His right arm comes down over my left and breaks that grip, and then tries to go over the top. I'm going to highlight why this over the top is okay for a moment and then becomes slightly dangerous, and you see me grab my neck afterwards. On that grab, if that was completely clean, in my mind that's clean. There's no restriction. He just got his arm free and made it up. That is, on a first call, going to be great catch. I end up on my knee because of the momentum coming downward. That is very difficult to defend or block. My right arm is on L Train's other arm. And then right here, I know we're in the moment and this is a difference of a couple seconds, but L Train should back off and Kyla should also realize that I am down. But in the moment, to be honest, if I'm a seeker, I'm probably going to continue not realizing this either. So again, no hard feelings. Right here, this is where I start to become in a more dangerous spot personally, because L Train is going to be pulling me down. This elbow is going to end up kind of getting dug into the back of my upper back neck area. This is why it is dangerous to go over the back at times. Again, this is a game where we are very physical, and I try to not give cards whenever possible. But safety does come first. This is one that I probably could have said something about, but again, this is a completely incidental thing, and with no ill intentions, I do find it hard to give these cards out, as I do have a little bit more of a physical style as a snitch runner. Kyla just falls on top of me, and with their weight being relatively low, I honestly don't even notice this. My biggest concern is my neck. You'll see me grab at it for a couple seconds. I'm clearly in a little bit of pain here. I end up being fine putting myself back in. This is like adrenaline pumping. You're in the middle of a game. No need to stop everything. Just keep play moving. If you are really injured, there are subs, and you can sub out as a snitch runner. That is okay. Here, I just try to take a few seconds and move on.
Down. Barnard went down. Barnard went down. Awful game to stop at the boost by WVU. Warren picked it up again. Three kick over the top, but got Barnard's neck. And then number 28 on UNC won for Barnard. Both was already down for that contact with the other seekers. And it's still 50-40. Both teams showing a strong defensive effort, and both teams keeping their bludgers in the ball. Both teams got all day.
That minor exchange right there, me and L Train, as I just say, watch the neck. He says, I believe something along the lines of, I didn't think I grabbed your neck, and I just say, all good. Like, that's just my general style. L Train had no ill intentions, and also he actually didn't try to hit my neck at all. He tried to just go over and grab the tail, and based on the way we fell and the way that he fell forward, his elbow just kind of extends in. Again, no ill intentions here, and I end up being fine, so play goes on.
Knocks off Barnard's hat, doesn't get any closer to getting the tail. Barnard tosses the hat.
I'll take
Don't need that.
Good beat by UNC. Ottawa's got to win the run out. Bourne's back.
Notice the less choppiness that L Train has there and how smooth those movements are for both of us. Right here, we'll go back and I'm just going to kind of go a little slower and talk through it.
Knocks off Barnett's axe.
Right here, I have an arm framed up. This is actually a common position you'll see Ryan Davis in, with one arm just kind of resting on top. It's not quite resting, it's really making movements and figuring out the best way to attack this defense. My other arm is not on L Train's far shoulder. It's down and ready to block this arm coming in. And also, if this one gets free, it's ready to switch to the other shoulder. This is what I was talking about with a switch of hands, so I always maintain that one arm distance.
Doesn't get any closer to getting the tail. Barnett tosses the hat.
Cody's slightly in the way here, but
Don't need that.
chopping. Now this one is above the elbow. Like I said, that's the most ideal placement in my mind. When this gets chopped, it's coming right down. I'm actually looking over at Kyla and then getting ready to back up this leg. Now I have an arm right here on this arm, preventing the under, and the other one's over, and I'm going to back up in a second. Because Kyla was coming in, I back up, and L Train gets up and resumes, and I believe there's a beat attempt on L Train in a second.
Board's back.
Kyla.
Barnett breaks down the keeper. He wants the shot, he skies it.
Break his arm, break his arm.
Monitor was running up with Aldridge Chasers. He was the only UNC player up there. He was asking his teammates why.
UNC Seeker getting bear hugged by
I just jokingly say to Colin, you're not going to give me that one. Right here, Colin sees me wrapped up with Kyla. I just kind of joke over to Colin, really, you're not going to give me that one. Having no beater help in a game does kind of suck as the snitch, but I get it. Also, Kyla's not really getting out of this hold too easily.
UNC Seeker getting bear hugged by
UNC Seeker.
L Train's got time again.
That was the exact arm swap that I was talking about.
L Train's got time again.
One arm up, chops, other arm replaces.
Trying to get something going against Barnett.
Other arm replaces. Constant arm replacement. Until I get an ideal position where I'm grabbing just above the elbow, in this case on the tricep side, but it is still arm placement and one just above the elbow. This is, in my opinion, probably the most ideal other than two elbows, which even still, this is probably just as good.
Alright, Smiley, get in there. Get in there. Yeah, come on!
Reach around, get it.
This is an interesting one. I haven't really played with this much where it's 2-on-1. In this case, rather than dropping straight to Kyla, I want to keep the other arm on L Train and monitor both. So funny enough, I have one on Kyla's left shoulder and one on L Train's right shoulder.
Get it. We're so close.
Offense. Not only have they not scored, they've barely even gotten a good look this entire snitch.
Shout out to actually, I think it's Sarah on Tech, who does something similar. Rather than this like oriented sideways that Kyla's getting into, Sarah is just going head on with both of the snitch's arms on her shoulders, and then will continuously go for occasional moves. Unfortunately, she doesn't really have a snitch or a seeker sub on her line, so she doesn't get to show her full seeker potential. But as a defensive seeker, I think Sarah from Tech probably wins this weekend. Very impressive.
Drop his shoulder, drop his shoulder.
There you go.
He fell off the rim. That's going to be a turnover to UNC. Well, I believe WU is feeling the loss of health in the quality of their offense. Disorganized these last two possessions. We'll see if he can make up for that in the game to catch. Tries to go to the top corner. It's not there.
My knee accidentally touches. Even though I'm fully ready to go again, you do still have to give the quick 3-2-1, so I just get up, count it down, and move on.
Seeker sub for UNC.
It's going to be the first one they've made today.
She's back!
Clark, did you just went to the side and get some water? I don't think she actually subbed.
That cat.
at those body box outs by Clark. I mean, that's some impressive work.
Scores 50-50. UNC scored twice in the game. 27 calls on picked up by Monroe. Fortunately, on bad pass, the team is able to come up with.
Oh! What a spin! My beater!
We put Mr. James their keepers in the game now to try to juice that offense. Mywar bringing it all the way down the right wing, right along the sideline, looping behind.
We never did that. We always made sense.
He gets wrapped and throws it away. One of his teammates tries to slap it, but Bourne's right there to clean it up.
This is what I was talking about with the shoulders. It's really difficult to call in the moment. To be honest, Ashlyn probably uses the same proportional force to get her shove, and L Train did it in retaliation. Again, I sent it back to Hoops, and I issue a warning to both teams. I probably should have sent Ashlyn also back to Hoops here, as that did seem a little bit more pointed and aggressive on the shoulder there. I'm just going to back it up to replay it one more time.
He gets wrapped and throws it away. One of his teammates tries to slap it.
Yeah, I mean, Ashlyn came in hot, and then L Train, I think mainly due to size, just clearly shows the emphasis there. So I just sent him back. I should have also sent Ashlyn back, 2020 hindsight.
Bourne's right there to clean it up. W's going to recover it.
Warning on the charge.
One UNC beat it back, so W's not going to let the push here.
Number 42 has had so many big hits this game. I love to see it.
Watch the long-range snipe. Nope.
That's a yellow bludger. Yellow bludger.
Important thing to note here, I am only so upright because I have both wrists. If I don't have those, there is no reason I can be upright. Ashlyn is still able to grab. Because I have both wrists, there is no real risk of this. And also at this point, to be honest, I'm just exhausted.
Stop, ref. Ref, stop. Bleeding, they need to stop.
L Train's hands bleeding. We're about to have quick stoppage. Right here with this being a sub, I do try to give both seekers updates. So back here, notice how right here, I see Ashlyn's coming. She is currently off screen, but I see that coming, and then I'm going to quickly extend my arms away to not have that situation. I kind of shove Melnick the opposite direction and pivot my hips around this way.
Get him.
Bourne clears out the UNC beaters. Shot is through.
Clark doing a great job blocking out.
Speed. Melnick got under Bernard's arm, but wasn't able.
Okay, right here, important to note, I'm grabbing Melnick's far left elbow here, and my underarm is actually holding the back of Melnick's elbow that's extended through. So I don't actually care if Melnick's arm is all the way through here for the most part, because my arm is also controlling that, so he can't, I shouldn't say that he can't physically pull the tail, it is just very difficult for him to be able to. I actually want to highlight a clip in another film, because this one's already getting a little lengthy, of some of the spectacular catches from this weekend from all people. This wraparound is only so effective because I have both arms fully in. If you don't have both arms fully in, there are downsides to it, and I will show that in the catch that Melnick actually had in another game.
But W was able to score the first qualifier point.
Let's go.
Again, this is more of a size thing. Ashlyn just comes straight in at me, and this run up from here is probably too aggressive, especially against some of the larger people I've faced as a snitch. You can probably get yourself into some like charging the snitch type calls. With Ashlyn's size, she kind of gets away with it. And she also just kind of sits herself down. That's not even me hitting her or pushing her. She just kind of falls. Also, shout out to Ashlyn again, but whenever I had her wrapped up, she would freely just drop her broom or call herself off broom so she could go back. Generally speaking, not many people can get out of a hold like that without exerting more energy than it's worth. Drop your broom and run back is probably your best bet, but I have seen some great second effort plays from people of all skill levels, so keep it going and good work.
I like the idea. She's got such a much lower center of gravity bar to try to slide under going to the legs there.
This is what I was talking about in the other frame. My arm is actually grabbing the back of Melnick's elbow, and my far one is across. My upper arm here is not on Melnick's neck. This is not a choke of any kind. I am not hurting Melnick here. I want to be very clear. This is safe.
Melnick trying to get under Bernard. Tall task.
Thank you for the beater help. Notice how Clark is sticking her head further in here. This is a slight safety concern of mine. I know that with my experience, I am not going to hurt her here, but you'll see me try and get my arm back around so I don't see her head go through. It's a safety thing. I could have let her head continue pushing through, but I really don't want to do that.
I am surprised the ref didn't pick up the blue card there. I don't think it was intentional, but that was a pretty reckless play by the
So close.
Barner was racking with Clark and Melody almost able to get around.
I'm not quite sure what Cody called back to hoops. I think he said because of the shorts pull, but we're going to watch this interaction because this is a great effort from Melnick. And we're going to try and slow this down a little bit. Okay, first one's through. That I don't think that's the shorts pull. He popped his arm out from underneath and is able to get up and over. I'm pivoting around. Wow, that is so damn close. I'm pivoting around so Clark doesn't get a free pull. And at this point, I've actually adjusted my left arm to be around Clark as well. Wow, oh wow, is Melnick so close to that tail. That's just an extension of my arm, goes across, pulls that in, we're good.
So close.
Barner was racking with Clark and Melody almost able to get around.
Right there, you actually see me switch to an underhook. We're going to back that up just like a couple seconds. We're at 52, 48.
So close.
Okay, so I stick my head on the outside of Melnick's arm here, and I already have the other one. So Melnick doesn't really have many options of where to place this arm. Until now, he pops it out and up. Right there, I take my other arm around, and my shoulder is pushing up into Melnick's arm to prevent the straight grab. I already am aware that Ashlyn is off broom. You also see me switch to this underhook so Melnick can't continue to grab. And now he's about to get it back to the hoops call, which I'm not fully sure looking back at this what happened, but Cody is my snitch ref and I trust him on that. So if he says shorts pull back to hoops, shorts pull back to hoops it is. And I just reset to center. commentator Ben Mertens commented that it was over the neck and it was restricting. Yes, his comment is accurate. I am very tired right now. Thank you, Katie, for calling me an old man.
Come on, Barnard!
Boxing out.
Second win time!
Mr. J puts it 2 feet away, right past the outstretched arm of Monarch. Might have tipped it, but still went through.
Melvin keeps getting close, but he keeps getting
Clear.
Missed the
Clark had that and just did not pull hard enough. These are magnetic tails, so it might take slightly more force than Velcro, but not much. And it is still a legal tail, so that's just unfortunate timing, and I end up falling.
Eye of the tiger!
down for a minute, but it's 70 to 50 WVUs ahead. And UNC almost just hit with the catch right.
I'm still waving at Kyla to come over. I'm trying to make sure they don't go too slow.
Seeker was confused because Bernard was crouching. She thought he was...
Tip, take a few steps back, like 2. I'm not saying start running from all the way out here or all the way out there. Take like 2 steps back and get like 1, maybe 2 steps of momentum. Don't come full force from across the field. It'll result in a charge. But get those 1 or 2 steps. Coming in, walking, and letting me wrap you, not going to be your best game plan.
He's just tired.
Don't let him do that to you.
These youngins don't know the
He tries to go behind.
I knew that they were going under for that. You see me get into like a squatting position. I make sure my knee does not touch the ground, so I'm not out of play.
The legs, that almost worked.
These youngins don't know the days of tricks.
Pass over, Monowar gets it! I thought that was just a bad shot first, but that was actually a great alley-oop pass to Monowar, who then put it through off the top of the top loop. Thanks for Sunday for Monowar. It's 70-60 now. Both teams could really use the catch at this point. Yeah, it's 12.
Oh my God, she's right there!
Almost at it.
Short.
L-Train was so close on that pull, and my shorts actually do get twisted, so I'm hearing shorts, and I'm about to drop my knee to readjust.
It's third period! It's, you're up 2, third period! Let's go, Kyla. That's like, dude, just one on me. Switch hands.
This is the first time.
What's you guys do something? What's you guys do something?
That was a beautiful catch by Kyla. I love even more so their face on this reaction. I'm going to back this up a couple more seconds and then get to the end of this clip. As the rest of this, it does get called good. We're going to back this down, and I'm going to highlight a couple things here. 1, I am on the outside of shoulders. Again, I do not want to be further entangling this inner shoulder of both seekers. That is not going to end well. Kyla is about to fall here. Now, as a snitch, my number 1 priority is player safety. Let me repeat that again for the importance. My number 1 priority is player safety. Number 2, fairness. I do not want to stop safety. And I also want to make sure I stay as close to midline and give teams equal shots. The next is avoiding. I will highlight exactly how I watch player safety here. Kyla falls. I am still grappling. With L-Train's forward momentum, I cannot let L-Train just fall on top of Kyla here. I could back up, but this is going to result in injury, in my opinion, or a high likelihood of injury. I do not want that. Nobody should want that. I'm aware that Kyla is on the ground. I'm not aware how close they are to being able to reach under and pull, but I am aware that if I stop grappling with L-Train, it is likely that they will either fall on top of or step into Kyla. Again, not a good situation. You can see me take a wider stance and get ready to push away for L Train. You can also see Kyla just magically finding that snitch tail and getting the perfect opportunity pull. Also, I think there's some slight confusion about L Train's broom getting entangled and Kyla possibly pulling the broom. That might be what L Train's reaction for is after. Okay, the rest of this clip is calling good. We're just going to back up another second here. Again, right here, if I just magically move, let's say I take 3 steps back and I disengage L Train. L Train is falling right on top of Kyla. That is not good. So I'm going to continue my normal grappling style and pushing L Train forward. And I try to watch Kyla's safety. I'm less concerned about this under the legs grab. To be honest, I did not realize how close Kyla was. I knew Kyla was down here, and my number one concern is the safety. Again, pushing, creating distance, and I'm trying to actually pivot this way away from the player. You see me take another hop step back to kind of go over, again, protecting Kyla, and Kyla, the disrespect, just does not care and pulls between the legs. Great catch, Kyla. This was also an incredible game for UNC to go on to that final bid game. UVA did win. Congrats, UVA. I would like to say I would love to see West Virginia get an at-large bid this year. I think the combination of Melnick and L Train as seekers is a deadly combination. Melnick caught me earlier in the weekend. I'll highlight that in a different video, but this is just great games all around. Great job, both teams, and a lot of heart from both teams. Congrats.